Welcome back to Public Forum. I'm Sydney Badger, co-founder of Public Habit, and I am so excited to introduce our guest today. This is Cassandra Dittmer, who is our very first ever collaborator with the brand, and she comes from just a tremendous background of creativity and sustainability, and I'm really excited for you all to meet her today. Cassandra's background, she's what I like to call a tastemaker in the space of sustainable fashion. She's also a celebrity fashion stylist, and she consults with brands and styles clients all over the world to make them look beautiful in very specific, deliberate pieces. I discovered Cass through the world of sustainable fashion on Instagram, like many of you also may have. Loved her style, her very no-nonsense voice, and specifically her transparency about the issues in the fashion industry. She's been raising awareness of some of the things that we really care about at Public Habit. And she's got a tremendous audience that love everything about her like I do. So we're thrilled to be collaborating on our first ever design partnership. Welcome to Public Forum, Cassandra. Thank you for being here.
I think I should start with the fact that I'm from Iowa. Most people are surprised by that. They think I'm from anywhere but the Midwest. And so I grew up in the Midwest. I was, an athlete, a swimmer, and a dancer, pretty far from anything in the arts world. It kind of starts to make sense when I tell people that, I'm from LA or Seattle, and then I tell them I grew up in Iowa. They kind of start to bridge my personality a little bit. So I always think that's like a fun piece to tell people. Okay, second thing, let's see. I am absolutely terrified of karaoke. That is like my least favorite thing in the world. I hate being on stage. I hate singing. I would rather be in a cage with sharks than singing karaoke.
I think life in China would be pretty tough for you. It's kind of a necessity when you live there.
Okay, it's so funny you said that I wasn't gonna bring it up. The only time I have karaoke is once in Koreatown in LA, and then the second time was I got bullied into on a press tour in Beijing karaokeing, and those are the only two times. And I've been told that consistently, and all of my friends are always trying to get me to do it, and I can't.
Noted. Okay, we will make sure that it's never an activity that we ever recommend doing for fun, ever. Got it.
And the third, let's see, my third thing is that Mexico City is my favorite place on earth. It's my favorite city.
CDMX, yes.
Yeah, I love Mexico City. I went there kind of by accident about 4 years ago on my way to Cuba, because we had to stand out of the US to get there. And so I just came in with absolutely no expectations. And totally fell in love with the city, and have gone back multiple times since then. But I am a huge CDMX fan. It's my favorite city.
It's an incredible place. I agree.
It was, as it was for everyone, just a super funky year for me. I was unintentionally nomadic until about 2 weeks ago. So I had moved out of Seattle the last week in December and didn't have a permanent home until a couple weeks ago in LA. So that was me kind of leaving Seattle full time, and I was planning on transitioning and spending at least half of the year in London and kind of exploring more of Europe. So that obviously got completely derailed. My is mostly in Iowa and Texas, and that is hands down the best thing that happened to me this year, was getting to spend so much family time. And I think that distraction and support, which I don't normally get to have because I live pretty far away from them, was the biggest blessing in disguise. My niece and nephew are 4 and 6 right now, so they're at super fun ages, and that time is so special. And I love them so dearly, and just getting to know them at these ages. Now they FaceTime me and want to talk to me, and kind of getting able to connect with them on a different level that your aunt doesn't normally come live with you for 2 months and get to spend all of this time together. So that has been my silver lining, is getting to have that family time for sure. It's 8 in the morning, they're already up at 4:30, 5 o'clock. They want to go on a nature walk, they want to watch TV, it's family dinner. Everything's early for me. I'm so used to kind of being on my own schedule and being alone a lot. And so just kind of having that structure and support in such a weird time was the best thing I could have asked for.
Yeah. I think that's come up a lot. Structure, and then just human connection, the humanity aspect of what everyone's going through is pretty special, and a nice silver lining for sure.
Yeah, because if I had still been in Seattle or LA or London full time, it probably would have been a lot of quarantining and being alone. And so I do think being able to have in-person support was so special.
Yeah, we are not meant to be alone for long periods of time. I'm with you.
They're not. So I definitely would say that hands down, my mom is the most influential person for me in dressing and being in the fashion space, and really just across the board fashion. She is a super fearless dresser, and just growing up in Iowa, she was always, so well dressed, woke up, every morning she was in look, had lipstick on, she just completely dressed for herself, right? She was just the most she did that for her, and that's how she, showed up. She was just so cool, and kind of always definitely a 70s, kind of a 70s baby for sure, and a little bit of a flower child. And so her dressing was always so inspirational to me. I just felt like she was so fierce and independent. And I would say, as far as icon from the past, more definitely, I think Princess Diana is for sure my timeless icon for sure. I just feel her, I still look to Princess Diana for inspiration. I feel she's just timeless and, interesting but sophisticated. The amount of friends that tag me in all of her photos on Instagram, they're always this is you.
So funny. Are there any specific looks that you're Princess Diana? It just make you want to smile.
Yes, and these are probably so lame, but the first two that come to mind, there's one I get tagged in all the time, and it's biker shorts, and she's wearing kind of chunky sneakers and this Mickey Mouse crew neck sweatshirt, and she's probably wearing that somewhere that's completely inappropriate for royal standards. I don't know that. And she looks so cool. And I just always feel she's effortless. There's all these photos of her with kind of the menswear button down and riding shorts. She kind of has this Ralph Lauren thing happening, where she's always just effortless in menswear, and kind of breaking the rules. So I just loved that.
Yeah, truly the people's princess.
Yes, exactly. I love her.
Oh, that's so close to my heart. I love Princess Diana. That's awesome.